So I'm sitting there thinking they're sitting on marketing gold here, really. And I'm also thinking that I've screwed up. Today I'm on my way to a manor house, so a provider of luxury accommodation, and they want to talk about marketing, specifically online marketing, and that is quite a common request in the tourism sector. Anybody involved in accommodation is obsessed with online marketing, really, and tries to get away from spending on print and ads. So
if you be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost pal. I can call you Betty, Betty when you call me, you can call me now.
When I arrived, she said, would you like to look around the properties? And I said, yes, of course I would. I always like to look at the business I visit because, well, you know, you can see what's going on rather than just listening to what's going on. So she opened the door of the property. We went in. It said this was the servants' quarters. It was a Georgian property and so on, and this is where they lived. So that's interesting. It's very interesting. And then just went in the next room, and I was like, what is that? And literally, I don't know how old it was. It's just like, it looked like 300 years old. I mean, I'm no antiques expert, but you know. And on it were these porcelain, beautiful pictures in blue porcelain of tiles of animals, rabbits, mice, things like that. What's that? I thought that's just the coat stand. Literally, matter of fact about it, you know. I'm like, gee, it's the coat stand. Okay, we went in the next room. Bedroom, we're in a bedroom. I said, what is that? I said, oh, you know, that's a piece of Art Deco furniture that's been picked up over the years. My family's been in this property for over 120 years. And, you know, it was built 300 years ago. So over the years we picked up property, and you know, all the doors are original from 1700s. And really, I was like, I don't think I've actually seen a piece of Art Deco furniture like that, to be honest with you. So okay, and we went in the next room. Every room. Now it's all features and furniture, like beautiful, interesting things, interesting design. In fact, there you go. The whole house was full of design, but not in a pretentious, modern, I've just designed something in the Georgian period Art Deco stuff. Not like that. It literally was, oh, that just was brought into the house 30 years ago. But I said to her at one point, did you do all this? I mean, it is so beautiful, your house, property. You know, did you design this? She goes, oh, well, I know somebody who's an interior designer. And all the interior designer had come in and done, because I spoke to the mother after that, which I'll talk about in a second. And she said, oh, yeah, their original drapes, and yeah. Well, the interior designer had come in and done is just put things in the right place. But the difference was immense. I mean, I go to a fair few accommodation providers, and it just felt authentic and beautiful and interesting. So, okay, should we like to meet my mother? I said, yes, please. I'll go and see this lady, lovely lady, and she's in her room, in the larder room, surrounded by paper and old photos. She says, would you like to sit down? I sit down. She says, this is my family, you know. My daughter told me we needed to get more of our history perhaps onto the website, and I'm writing up some of the history of the property and the family and the community and things like that. And here are some of the photos. And literally the first photo she gave me was her grandparents, or maybe I don't know who they were, but her family standing in front of the house, just then, in this old style picture, 100 plus years ago. I was like, that is, what is more authentic than that? So I'm sitting there thinking they're sitting on marketing gold here, really. And I'm also thinking that I've screwed up, because when she was showing me around the house, I started getting a very uncomfortable feeling that I'd looked at the wrong website before coming out. Now, I don't think I've ever done that. I might have done. But halfway through the show round, I'm thinking, you idiot. woman looked at the wrong site. I mean, I've looked at a lot of sites lately, but you looked at the wrong site. This is like a different business. You're going to have to wing it and cover up and, make the best of it. But I didn't look at the wrong site. What I looked at was a highly professional website designed by a highly professional marketing and design agency with highly professional content, who, I believe, had adopted the marketing approach of, you're in luxury accommodation, you should compete with every luxury accommodation provider in the world, and that means you must have a fire, a log fire, whatever, wood burner. You must have a nice picture of your garden. And it's formulaic, isn't it? If you adopt a marketing process strictly, the danger is you come out with a formulaic result, which means you've created a website as good as the best, but not better than the best, because you lost who you were. And why would somebody pay for luxury accommodation? How would they pick? They would pick based on rooms, land, location, the normal stuff. But their choices will all be brilliant, right? If I've got a budget, everything's going to look great. The clincher is everything I've just been talking about, in my opinion. It's that emotional, what's the word, engagement that says, wow, I can go and live just for a short time in a period house which is not just of its time, like Georgian, authentic doors, etc. But also, it's also interesting because the house has evolved. There is an Art Deco room. They don't call it that. That was just the room with Art Deco stuff in. There is a Georgian arts and crafts, an arts and crafts room. There is a family who have lived there for over 120 years, a bloodline connected to the property, and there are living people there who, if I'm interested in history, I can go and have a cup of coffee with. Now, that sounds like a flipping brilliant holiday to me, to be honest with you, if you're into history and things, or even art or design. That sounds pretty damn good. Now, when I get up to leave the discussion with Mother, she says to me, I'm sorry if I bored you. I said, to be honest with you, I do not want to go and work right now. I want to sit with you for the next 3 hours and talk about your family and the house and the property and the history and all the wonderful things of being English. History is a wonderful thing of being English. We have a lot of it. So I said, I'd rather sit here with you talking about these people. I have no idea who they are. You telling me how they won the giant cabbage competition in 1901 or whatever, and all those kind of things. I would much rather do that. You have not bored me in the least. In fact, this is the problem. Because what you have is wonderful marketing material because it creates that emotional reaction in the reader. But the problem is, you can't be backward in coming forward. You can't be modest, and you shouldn't be modest, and you have to recognise what you have around you. And she used the saying, it's not my saying, it's hard to see the wood for the trees, right? Which of course is my job. I go in and look for the wood. So I said, in your house there is amazing things. Tell me how old that is, tell me where it came from, when did it come into the property. And she starts getting out the deed book, that's how much history was there. Brilliant. Get it on the website. And that brings me on to the 3 main threads of all the website reviews I've done. The 3 key ways to think, really, which is in this order, not the other order. I must have a chance of being clicked. That means I have to be in the results or visible in the search results. If I'm not, the rest of it doesn't matter. If no one looks at the website, might as well not have had one. Okay? So, I must have a keyword strategy, and I must understand how to optimize pages. Okay? Then I've got onto the first page of Google, let's say. At that point, and this is the most important phase for me, get the click. Now, you don't get the click by saying, I am a large group accommodation provider in the county. You really don't, because that's what everyone else says. what you actually say is, in the search results, Georgian property, large groups, authentic Art Deco, arts craft designs, family, in situ, 120 years. You've got the click because you're interested. Right? That's a meta description. You have to say that. You have to tell Google. And finally, then they get to your website. Don't mess around. Number one objective of the homepage is get people off the homepage. That is the only goal. Send them to the next page and make sure it's the one you want it to be. And so we will change the slider on our homepage. It will now have 3 pictures. It will not be the picture of the bed and the house she has already. They will be, and I said to her, tell me 3 pictures without words that you would show someone to get them to come and stay here. And she said, the large table, they've got a table that will seat 30 people, laid up. That tells people we can do big groups. She said, the Art Deco room with the standalone bath, you know, I don't know what they call it. I think it's called it a slipper bath. We'll have that too, because, you know, that's interesting design and, you know, fascinating. And she said, finally, I'm not sure. I said, I'll tell you what, you should put this on there and I will show you what it was. I said, you need to put your front door knocker on there because that to me is the most interesting, powerful thing I've seen all day, and I will show it to you. I hope you can see it. Is it going to work? Yes. That is a Georgian door knocker, and as her mother told me, that's what happened when people built houses 100 years ago. They built them for their wives who they loved, and their front door has 2 hearts on it. And that is romantic. Put that on your homepage.